Moose.
Hello everybody and welcome to the 4th episode of the Moose.
Moose.
Me and some other 100 guests just witnessed a great guest lecture by the Harvard professor Steven Pinker, who was talking about the decline of violence in human nature. And hopefully he's now ready for some questions from the Moose. Okay, hello Mr. Steven Pinker. First of all, before your book was published, you were usually known as a psychologist with the special field of human mind and also human language. So what was it that brought you from this field to start digging in the violent past of Homo sapiens?
Yes.
And when did you decide to write a book about it?
The connection is an interest in human nature and its implications. And in particular, in my earlier books, I had to deal with the fear that if you claim that human nature exists and that it has a dark side, like motives for violence, then that is politically reactionary because it means that there's nothing we can do about violence, that people will always kill each other. We've got violent brains, we've got aggression in our DNA, therefore violence can't be avoided, or maybe even if violence is good because it's part of human nature.
Yes.
Now, I always argued that this was illogical for a number of reasons. One of them being that even though I do think we have innate violent motives, we also have innate motives that repress violence, like empathy, like self-control, like reason, like fairness.
The better angels.
The better angels. What happened was, in my own autobiography, is that 5 years ago I was asked to contribute a piece to an internet forum called edge.org. And every year that website asks 100 scientists a question and gets short answers. For 2007 the question was, what are you optimistic about? And so I wrote a couple of paragraphs. I said, well, homicide is down, tribal warfare was worse than modern warfare, the Soviet Empire collapsed without any violence. And then I started, when that was posted on this website, I got correspondence from scholars in a number of fields who told me there was much more evidence for a decline of violence than I was aware of, including data from CREO on decline in war, data from historical criminologists that homicide declined in every European country, not just England. Even one of my colleagues at Harvard who said domestic violence is down, spanking is down, killing of wives and husbands is down. And then I realized there's a pattern here, that someone needed to write about it.
Yeah.
And not just from a quantitative perspective, but also from a psychological perspective.
Just one more question about the events that happened last year here in Oslo, about Breivik and so on. I have a friend who is currently writing on an article, Katarina, she's mentioned here, and she asked, is there a connection between ideological belief systems and concerning schizophrenia, or not just schizophrenia, but also you mentioned psychopathy and so on?
I don't know about schizophrenia, but I think psychopathy and narcissism can do a lot of damage in combination with certain toxic ideologies.
Yeah, okay.
And so I think religious fundamentalism, Nazism, fascism, all of those have been ideologies that demonize one group as the cause of all of society's problems.
Okay, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Well, the end was a little bit rough, but I'm glad that we could steal a little bit of Steven Pinker's time. I hope you like it, and see you for the next episode of The Moose. Bye!